All right, so how are things changing for sellers come mid-August 2024? I'm sure you've been hearing little tidbits in the news and seeing things here and there. The real estate market is changing. Come mid-August, there's going to be a completely different layout for how the real estate industry works and how agents are paid. And so I just want to go over, I've already gone over how that works for buyers, but I want to inform my sellers on what that's going to look like for you moving forward. All right, so I'm sure that you've heard and seen in the news the flashing headlines, sellers no longer obligated to pay a buyer agent commission. Now that is true, but that has always been the case. Real estate commissions have always been negotiable. California was a little bit ahead of the game, and we did have a distinction in our contracts, what you were hiring the agent for, what the listing agent was charging, and then what portion of that you were willing to offer to a buyer agent commission. But as some of you have heard, there was a lawsuit back east that sellers felt like they were being forced to pay the buyer agent commission regardless of whether it made sense for them. And so now moving forward, there will no longer be any offer of compensation that is announced in the MLS, and it is something that will need to be negotiated in the terms if the seller is open to it. All right, so with all of these changes, it is more important than ever that you make sure you're interviewing agents and making sure that you're picking an agent that knows how to negotiate the best on your behalf. Moving forward, this is going to be something that, like previously, we didn't just announce to the world that you were willing to offer certain repairs that you knew needed to be done or a certain amount of closing costs. We would allow the offers to come in, and if that was something that the buyers needed, they could ask for some closing cost. It's going to be the same thing moving forward for commissions. So you're going to agree to hire the best agent for the job that's going to have a percentage that they charge as a listing agent. The buyer agent compensation is going to be left open on the negotiating table, and moving forward, if agents do submit an offer and they need that help, they will be asking for that in their contract as one of their negotiating tokens. So moving forward, it's not an automatic thing in the contract, it's something to be negotiated throughout the transaction. All right, so as all of these changes are hitting, as we all know, the real estate market is always changing, but right now it's changing very rapidly. And so I am making sure, as your local real estate expert, to stay in the know. I am attending all trainings that our office has to offer, that the East Valley Association of Realtors has to offer, that some major coaches are offering, to make sure that I know the most current stuff in regards to the changes that come mid-August. Something I always want to make sure that my buyers and sellers know is I offer free, no obligation buyer agent consultations where we can go over what buying looks like, and free market evaluation appointments to let you know what your home could sell for and what the sales process would look like. Those are no obligation to buy or sell. Those are free. Takes anywhere, depending on what your needs are, from 15-20 minutes to a half hour, an hour at the most of your time, and that is time that you invest in making sure that you're making the best decision moving forward. And as I said, there's no charge for that. It's something I do for buyers and sellers all the time. And so if you want to set a time with me and go over what the real estate market and your real estate decisions moving forward are going to look like, feel free to reach out 909-213-7703.